Think you need to spend over $1,000 to get a great Samsung phone? Think again. I've been testing Samsung's entire budget lineup for the past month, and I'm about to show you 5 incredible phones that deliver flagship features without breaking the bank. From cameras that rival phones twice the price to performance that'll surprise you, these budget Samsung gems are absolute game changers. I've dropped updated links with the best pricing in the description below. Kicking off our list at number 5, we have the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G. And honestly, for a phone that typically runs between $179 and $229, this thing is pretty impressive. Samsung has really stepped up their game in the ultra-budget category, and the A16 proves that you don't have to sacrifice everything just to get a reliable smartphone experience. I've been using this as my backup phone for a few weeks now, and it's handled everything I've thrown at it surprisingly well. The design here is classic Samsung. You're getting that familiar build quality with a 6.7-inch display that looks way more premium than the price suggests. The colors are vibrant, the viewing angles are solid, and honestly, for everyday scrolling through social media or watching YouTube videos, it gets the job done beautifully. Under the hood, you've got the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor paired with either 4 GB or 6 GB of RAM, depending on the variant you choose. Now, this isn't going to win any speed contests against flagship phones, but for basic tasks like texting, calling, light gaming, and social media, it's totally adequate. Where the A16 really surprised me was in the camera department. The 50-megapixel main camera takes surprisingly decent photos in good lighting conditions. Sure, it struggles a bit in low light and you won't be getting those ultra-wide or telephoto shots, but for the price point, the photo quality is genuinely impressive. The battery life has been solid too, easily getting me through a full day of moderate usage. The 5,000 mAh battery combined with the efficient processor means you're not going to be hunting for a charger by afternoon. For someone looking for their first smartphone or maybe a reliable backup device, the A16 hits that sweet spot of affordability and functionality. Moving up to number 4, we have the Samsung Galaxy A26 5G. Priced typically between $249 to $299. And this is where Samsung starts to show what they can really do in the budget segment. The A26 represents a nice step up from the A16 while still keeping things incredibly affordable. What I love about Samsung's approach here is that they haven't just bumped up the price. They've genuinely improved the user experience in meaningful ways. The display on the A26 is a noticeable upgrade. You're getting a 6.64-inch Super AMOLED panel that brings those rich colors and deep blacks that Samsung is famous for. The difference is immediately apparent when you're watching videos or scrolling through photos. The Exynos 1380 processor inside is a solid mid-range chip that handles multitasking much better than the A16. And I've noticed significantly smoother performance when switching between apps or running slightly more demanding games. The camera setup has also been improved with a 64-megapixel main sensor that delivers sharper photos and better detail retention, especially in challenging lighting conditions. What really sets the A26 apart, though, is the overall refinement. Everything from the build quality to the software experience feels more polished. You're getting 128 GB of storage as standard, which is plenty for most users, plus the option to expand with a micro SD card if needed. The 5,000 mAh battery continues to deliver excellent all-day performance, and the 25-watt fast charging is a welcome upgrade that gets you back up and running pretty quickly. For the price difference over the A16, you're getting meaningful improvements across the board, making this a great choice for users who want a bit more performance without jumping into premium pricing territory. At number 3, we have the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G, and here's where things get really interesting. Priced between $199 to $249, this phone actually sits below the A26 in price, but offers some unique advantages that earned it this higher spot on our list. Sometimes in the tech world, newer doesn't always mean better, and the A15 is a perfect example of Samsung nailing the formula on an earlier iteration. The A15 features a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display that punches way above its weight class. We're talking about the same display technology you'd find in much more expensive phones. The colors are vibrant, the contrast is excellent, and the 90 Hz refresh rate makes scrolling feel smooth and responsive. Under the hood, you've got the MediaTek Dimensity 6010 Plus processor, which might not sound as impressive on paper, but in real-world usage, It's been incredibly reliable. I've been impressed by how well this phone handles everyday tasks, and even some light gaming runs surprisingly smoothly. The camera system on the A15 is where Samsung really shows their expertise. The 50-megapixel main camera produces photos that honestly rival phones costing twice as much. The image processing is excellent, colors look natural, and even in moderate low-light situations, you're getting usable shots. The 5,000 mAh battery has been a standout performer, consistently getting me through full days of heavy usage. What really makes the A15 special is the value proposition. You're getting premium features like that Super AMOLED display and solid camera performance at a price that's accessible to almost everyone. It's become one of my top recommendations for anyone looking to get the most phone for their money. Coming in at number 2, we have the Samsung Galaxy A35 5G. And this is where Samsung starts to blur the lines between budget and mid-range territory. Priced between $349 to $419, it's definitely a step up in investment. But the feature set you're getting here is genuinely impressive. This phone has been my daily driver for the past couple of weeks. And honestly, there are times I forget I'm not using a flagship device. The build quality immediately feels more premium. We're talking about a glass back with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protection, which is the same stuff Samsung uses on their high-end phones. The 6.6-inch Super AMOLED display is absolutely gorgeous with vivid colors and excellent brightness levels that make it easy to use even in direct sunlight. The Exynos 1380 processor paired with up to 8 GB of RAM delivers performance that's genuinely smooth for everything from intensive multitasking to mobile gaming. I've been running demanding apps, multiple browser tabs, and even some video editing, and this phone hasn't missed a beat. The camera system is where the A35 really starts to feel like a premium device. The 50-megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization takes photos that are consistently sharp and well exposed. The ultra-wide camera adds versatility for landscape shots and group photos, and the macro camera, while not groundbreaking, is actually useful for close-up shots. What impressed me most is the video recording quality. You're getting 4K recording with surprisingly good stabilization. The 5,000 mAh battery easily handles a full day of heavy usage. And the 25-watt fast charging means you're not tethered to the wall for hours. For the price, you're getting a phone that feels and performs like it costs significantly more. And taking our top spot at number 1, we have the Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. And this phone is an absolute game changer in the budget space. Priced between $449 to $529, it's at the upper end of what we'd consider budget territory. But the feature set you're getting here is nothing short of remarkable. Samsung has essentially taken their flagship experience and made it accessible at a fraction of the cost, and the result is genuinely impressive. The design and build quality immediately set the A56 apart. This feels like a premium phone in every sense. The 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display is absolutely stunning with a 120 Hz refresh rate that makes everything feel incredibly smooth and responsive. We're talking about the same display technology Samsung uses in their Galaxy S series, complete with HDR10+ support and brightness levels that rival much more expensive phones. The Exynos 1480 processor is a serious step up in performance, handling everything from intensive gaming to productivity tasks without any noticeable lag or stutter. The camera system on the A56 is where Samsung really shows off. The 50-megapixel main camera with advanced optical image stabilization takes photos that genuinely compete with flagship devices. The computational photography is excellent, producing natural-looking colors and impressive dynamic range. The ultra-wide and macro cameras add real versatility to your photography options. And the 32-megapixel front camera takes selfies that are consistently sharp and well exposed. Battery life continues to be excellent with that 5,000 mAh capacity. But now you're getting 45-watt fast charging that significantly cuts down on charging time. What really makes the A56 special is how Samsung has managed to include premium features like an in-display fingerprint sensor, wireless charging, and even some flagship camera modes at this price point. The software experience is identical to what you'd find on Samsung's most expensive phones, complete with regular security updates and the promise of long-term software support. This isn't just a budget phone that does the basics well. This is a phone that delivers a genuinely premium experience at a price that's accessible to a much wider audience. For anyone looking to get flagship features without flagship pricing, the A56 is absolutely the way to go.